Hey everybody, it's me again. It's the third. I think it's the third video. Hope you're enjoying the pictures. Um, yeah, Athens has been it sucked. Just sucked so far. All these protests have kind of derailed all our plans. We haven't seen the Acropolis proper yet. We haven't been able to go to some of the museums, and it's kind of derailed everything. But it is interesting to, I guess, to kind of be in the middle of the storm, so to speak. Like, and you read about all the stuff that's happening around the world. Those Arab Spring movement still can't get themselves together. They're getting worse, and I'd read about some of the stuff that's happening in Athens, but kind of didn't pay attention to it because it didn't matter at the time. Now being here, it's like you know, sitting on a powder keg that's about to explode soon. Just hoping it doesn't explode till after I leave, or that it doesn't explode at all. But it's gonna explode. Just hope it doesn't explode when I'm here. That would suck a lot. But just seeing some of the things that are going on, and like I've never seen riot police outside and full riot gear. And fortunately, we've missed the Molotov cocktails being thrown. But it's it's interesting to just be here and see that. I guess because we're just so I don't know if isolated is the right word, but because we're so far removed from so much. I mean, we have our little Occupy Wall Street, but we don't have, you know, Molotov cocktails being thrown in very populated squares of the city. And the one thing that that Athens has is tourism. It's being shut down by these protests. We have nothing compared to that. If you've been keeping up with it, they're pretty much people are upset over austerity measures that are going on. Government's slashing paychecks to 40% now because their economy is really bad. Because they're getting pressured by Germany, mainly in the EU, to slash and burn payroll pretty much. And naturally, people are upset because their livelihoods are being destroyed by these cuts. It's getting bad, getting worse. And I've lost my train of thought. What was I about to say? Oh, yeah. But the people who suffer the most are kids and the really poor people that I've seen here. Like, saw a guy missing a foot. Saw a man whose legs are peeling. And there is, for all the bad that government supposedly does, invades lives and prevents freedoms and stuff, government can do some good. Like, how about poor people who can't help themselves? And with these austerity measures and stuff, that person's not going to get any help. Or those people aren't going to get any help at all. I walk by it, and they have their little money cups out, and I don't give any money, but I probably should, because no one's going to help them out, and my little bit of change probably won't do much either, but it's something. It's a hand that I can give. And the children suffer too. I saw some school children at some museum that we could get into. They're the ones who are going to suffer a lot too. Kids and poor people always suffer the most, I guess, when things like this happen. And, it's really been bugging me, all these poor people that I've seen. Usually I'm kind of disinterested about such folk because in Greg World everything's good. I have clothes. I'm doing this video on an iPad. That's enough said. I'm fine enough. I'm not, super rich, but I'm doing this on an iPad. Enough said. And suburban life, you don't see this. I don't spend much time in cities, so I haven't seen, the worst parts of our society, I guess. In Davidson, you surely don't see it. A little bubble where there's, Davidson, we live in a bubble. There are no, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but we're in a bubble. We don't see it, and life goes on. We know about it, we hear about it, we try to do a little bit of good. Some of us do anyway, but most of us, like me, are generally disinterested. Not that we're bad people, we're just disinterested. That's probably the worst part. It's when it's not, bad things happen. I've lost, that's why I usually make a general idea of where I want to go with these. I've lost my train of thought, and I'm losing the train of thought. But what I'm trying to say is, the disinterested people, like me, we're the ones who are probably the most at fault, because we could do something, and we don't, because we don't care. We're just indifferent. We're not, does it make us bad people? Does it make us the worst of people? But when the disinterested, which makes up for sure the majority of people about such issues like poverty and education and crime and stuff that's bad, we sit back on our iPads and do nothing. We'll make videos about how we should not be disinterested, like me, or blog about it, or put a little effort here and there, but at the end of the day we go back to our iPads, our normal lives where we have escape, pretty much. We have an escape route. We can dabble in it a little bit, but at the end of the day we come back to our iPads. That's sobering, I guess. Maybe that's why I've never been, until I got to Davidson, I wasn't really a big fan of service, because I guess I figured for me, what's the point? Nothing changes anyway. That's how I got disinterested and I guess slightly disheartened, but now I'm even more so disheartened. And I have no idea what to quite do about it. Not much I can do, really. But I guess I'll start something. Maybe caring will, should care more. Be a good idea. We all should care more. Make the world a better place. It's bad to be that disinterested that you don't care. Maybe that's why I came on this trip. Well, not why I came, but maybe that's another thing I've gained on this trip. It's good to soul search and see just how disinterested you are and how bad that can be. Well, this video is slightly depressing, so on a lighter note, I'll end this with 2 questions. Apparently these aren't interactive enough. Well, 2 questions and just 3 things for everyone to do. 1, something I meant to do when I was in London, so it's kind of late, because those videos would not be uploaded for some odd reason. But, question from London, which would have been asked to you anyway, if I'd been able to get the video up there. Favorite song by a British artist? Mine, because my music, if you know me well enough, changes based on my mood, or just a whim, or from week to week basis. So, as of now, my favorite song by a British artist is I Can't Deny It by Rod Stewart. Yeah, great song. Beautiful, beautiful song. 2, second question. second question. I guess your thoughts on these austerity measures in Greece. Can't think of anything better. And 3, look inside yourself, I guess, and ask yourself if you really are disinterested in stuff. Because some of us will think we care and find out that maybe we care more, or just we didn't care as much, or maybe we never cared at all. So go out there and interest yourself in your disinterestedness. Hopefully that's interactive and thought engaging and compelling. Well, love you all, friends and family, and keep living badass.